Scott with sjwellfired.com. This is just a brief and actually a continuation of Final Days Report, episode 371. I'm just going to show 4 videos about weather, weapons, and what's happening with these hurricanes. The 4 videos I'm going to show just in rapid succession. The first is just an interesting video about the evidence of weather weaponization. And remember, science is observable. So a video I'm going to show looks like this thumbnail with square waves, and then also the honeycomb skies with the dream that I had that I mentioned in Final Days Report, episode 371 and others. The second video I'm going to show is a meteorologist baffled by Hurricane Milton that's going to hit Tampa, Florida as a Category 5. Number 3, I'm going to show a video of a worker that is trying to help the people, victims of Hurricane Helene, and how no one except one person is helping. And last, I'm going to show a video of FEMA worried about LGBTQ during these events. You can't make this stuff up. Please share, and if you haven't seen Final Days Report episode 371, make sure you watch that, and especially share that to those people that think global warming is real. God bless.
What in the world is happening off the coast of Anna Maria Island near the coast of Florida? Not only is there sonoluminescence happening, but check this out. There are literally waves in the patterns of squares. This is a person right there, and I've never seen anything like this. It is quite bizarre, and I don't think I agree with what the mainstream is saying. Because the mainstream simply says that square waves, also known as cross seas, are caused by the meeting of 2 sets of ocean waves from different weather systems. Well, maybe I would believe that if there weren't also crazy square patterns in the clouds in that same area, and also the sonoluminescence going on at the same time. But when you take a closer look, you realize that simple sound frequency can change the patterns of water, even to patterns that seem to have 90-degree square angles. And certain frequencies just happen to look exactly like those clouds and waves. And when you see that certain frequencies can cause certain patterns, and certain frequencies look just like those water patterns at Anna Maria Island, and you also see that certain frequencies can generate light. So maybe what's going on at Anna Maria Island isn't what they're telling us. Maybe they're throwing some frequencies out into the atmosphere. Frequencies that are causing water to respond a certain way, frequencies that are causing clouds to respond a certain way, and maybe even frequencies to make people act in different ways, because frequencies can have psychological and emotional effects. So next time you hear about the sonoluminescence or square waves in your area, ask yourself, is what they're telling us really what's going on, or something else? And of course, this is all for entertainment purposes. I know that this is just caused by 2 wave patterns intersecting. Entertainment only.
Hi everyone, I'm Meteorologist Sam Ryan. Here's a satellite loop throughout the last 24 hours of Milton as it rapidly intensified, and this thing just exploded. So it's really kind of a meteorological marvel. We don't get to see this really ever.
Working nonstop for how many days?
Since the hurricane hit.
What is your best summary to tell America about what's happening here?
America, the only person that has been here for the state of North Carolina has been Mark Robinson. Everywhere else we turn, every organization, every organization is shutting us down. Everywhere we turn, they're putting chains on our supplies. They're stopping our pilots. This is all citizen done. None of this has come from any organization. FEMA has never shown their faces to us. We've got no funds. All of these pilots have been out here. We flew over 400 flights yesterday, and the pilots paid for the gas themselves. This is ridiculous. Mark is the only one that has stood beside the state of North Carolina.
Sparked a few things in my mind, thinking about preparedness and how you said, LGBTQIA people and people who have been disadvantaged already are struggling. They already have their own things to deal with. So you add a disaster on top of that, it's just compounding on itself. And I think that is maybe the why of why we're having these discussions, is because it isn't being talked about. It isn't being socialized. We're not paying attention to this community. Thank you so much. Maggie.
Thank you. There are a couple of things that are intersecting in my mind here. One of them is the culture of emergency management as an organization, as an industry in the United States specifically, not abroad. This has, and my cat sometimes does this, she gets really loud suddenly, so you'll have to just allow for the little meowing in the background. The shift that we're seeing right now is a shift in emergency management from utilitarian principles where everything is designed for the greatest good for the greatest amount of people to disaster equity. But we have to do more, right? And so this topic is intersecting, I think, with a number of other topics where we have to look at policies and understand to what extent they have disadvantaged communities that had less assets, communities that had pre-existing vulnerabilities in accessing disaster-related recovery supports.